Needs a shoulder to cry on.
Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome if you are new. I'm Cheryl, this is Table Full of Joy, and I'm excited about today's recipe. I was flipping through Pinterest, shocks, I'm always on Pinterest, but I found this recipe for a jalapeno chicken that my husband looked at that and said, that looks delicious. And so I decided I was gonna make it tonight, but I wanna make this a one pot thing. I don't wanna have to make anything else to go with it. And I was trying to figure out how can I make this a one pot dinner. And I looked in my cupboard, and how many of us have this? That box of rice-a-roni that sits in your cupboard and you use it as a quick, easy side dish. You follow the directions and that's all we do, right? No, we're gonna use this box of rice-a-roni to make this jalapeno chicken incredible. We're gonna make this amazing. We're gonna make it our own. I will post the original recipe for you guys if anybody wants to make it the way the recipe says, but I'm gonna make it my way tonight. I'm gonna make this incredible. My hubby's gonna be excited. It's gonna have some fun ingredients in it, and it's gonna be quick and easy. Dinner's gonna be done super fast, and we're excited to try this. So let's get this made, because it needs to go in the oven for just a little bit, just to finish it. I am gonna cook the majority of it on the stove, but I am gonna put it in the oven just to finish it at the very end to let everything kind of come together. So let's get this started. All right, friends, so we're starting with 2 chicken breasts, and the chicken breast that I had was huge. It was a big chicken breast. So I cut it in half lengthwise. That's usually what hubby and I do. We actually don't like a huge, thick piece of meat. So it doesn't call to do this part, but I'm going to put a little bit of avocado oil on my chicken. I just filled this container and it's okay, there we go. Now it's going. I just had to get up to the top. All right, so we have a little bit on there. Let's grab our brush. Let's just kind of brush our oil around just a little bit, because we're gonna put some seasoning on this. So the original recipe calls for cumin and chili powder and oregano and all these things. I'm gonna use my chipotle seasoning. I love this chipotle seasoning. So we're just gonna cover our chicken with this chipotle seasoning on both sides. We're gonna use a little bit of onion powder on this. And I do have some oregano, and I will put a little bit of oregano on this, since the chipotle does not have oregano. We're gonna just put just a little bit of this on here. Once we get all of our spices on this, we are going to sear this in our cast iron skillet. All right, so let's flip our chicken over so we can get the other side of this seasoned up before we stick this in our pan. I've got my cast iron skillet over there getting hot, so it's gonna be ready for our chicken. When you're cooking with cast iron, you always wanna make sure that your pan is waiting for you, you're not waiting for it. All right, a little bit more of our chipotle on this side. I think this is gonna polish off my container of chipotle. Good thing that I'm having a Pampered Chef party in the next week or so I can reorder my spices that I'm running low on. Funny thing, friends, this is my absolute favorite Pampered Chef spice, this 3 onion right here. I literally just got this bottle about 2 weeks ago, and that's all I have left of this one. Good thing that I ordered a second one, so I have a backup until my new one gets here. We're not going to use that quite yet. So we've got our chicken. Let's go ahead and get our flour up here, and we are going to dredge our chicken in some flour on both sides. We don't want a really thick coating of flour, because we're not making gravy. We're not doing anything that we need a really big, thick coating of flour. This is gonna help us brown up our chicken, but it's also gonna help with getting our the rest of our dinner made. It needs to have a little bit of flour in there. Even though we're using the rice, you still wanna have this little bit of flour in here for cooking your chicken. So I'm just gonna take my tongs, and this was a funky chicken breast that was kind of coming apart. this is gonna be super tasty. I don't like super spicy things, so I think this is gonna be okay. I definitely see myself putting some sour cream on this to kind of help me with that spice level. Okay, we're gonna let this just sit for a few minutes while we finish getting our cast iron skillet hot. You can see this beautiful color that we've got on our chicken on that one side already. We're gonna let it go about 5 or 6 minutes on this side, and then we're gonna move forward. All right, we're gonna pull our chicken out, pull that out of the pan. It's partially cooked. We're gonna just set that aside, and we're gonna add in the rest of our stuff. We're gonna add in cup and a half of corn. I'm just using frozen corn. We're going to add in our jalapenos that we've sliced. We're going to cook this for a couple minutes, and then we're going to add our rice-a-roni to this. Going to cook this for a couple minutes, kind of get all that flavor up off the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my rice. Because you know you're supposed to cook this rice in a little bit of butter. So I'm going to put a little butter in here, just to kind of give our rice a little moisture to cook in. We're going to stir that rice around. And then I'm going to add the amount of water that the rice actually calls for. The recipe calls for only a half a cup, but because I'm cooking this rice, I'm going to add the amount that my box says. So we're going to cook this just for a couple minutes. I want to get those jalapenos kind of cooked a little bit. Give our rice a chance to kind of absorb that flavor from all that chicken that was down in here cooking. I can smell it. It smells amazing. And I am going to put our chicken in with our rice and let everything cook together, because the rice has to cook for about 15 minutes. And I think that'll be just enough time to get my chicken cooked all the way. So let's get our water put in. So it calls for 2.5 cups of water. So there's 2.5. Let's give that a little stir. So this particular rice-a-roni, you add the cheese stuff at the end, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken back to this. Just going to nestle it right down in there in my liquid. I'm going to go ahead and put in the juice of a half of a lime. We'll squeeze in the other half when we put in our cheese sauce, or cheese packet. And I am going to add a little bit of my 3 onion. So we're going to give this a little bit of a stir. Kind of get that lime juice and that 3 onion mixed in there. And we're going to let this come to a boil. We're going to turn it down and let it simmer for the amount of time it tells us on the box for your rice-a-roni. That should be plenty of time to get our chicken cooked the rest of the way. And we'll come back and we'll add the last of our ingredients, and this is going to be a one-pot dinner. All right, friends, this is smelling incredible. You can see our rice is starting to get thick. So as I said, we're making this recipe our own. We're doing our own thing to it. I'm kind of adding whatever I want to it, whatever I think we're gonna like and we're gonna enjoy. Before I add my cheese powder, I have this little tiny bit of cream cheese left over from yesterday from another recipe. So I am gonna just go ahead and cut this up into some small pieces so it can start melting in. We can start adding in our, and I think what I wanna do is I think I'm gonna pull my chicken out because my chicken is done. I just need to be able to get my cheese and everything mixed in. So we're just gonna grab our plastic cutting board, scrape everything off the chicken. We're just gonna set this on this plastic cutting board so that we can get everything else incorporated into this rice. It smells so good, friends. I am super excited to eat this. I'm gonna start mixing that in. I'm gonna grab my cheese powder that comes with your rice-a-roni. Let's get that put in. And all the spices from the chicken kind of gave the rice a different color, but I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about it being a weird color. I think I will add just a little bit of sour cream to this. Just a squirt, just to give it a little bit more richness. But I'm telling you, friends, this smells incredible, and what a great way to use that box of rice-a-roni that you have up in your cupboard. If you are not a fan of heat and you don't like the jalapeno, by all means leave the jalapeno out. Still do the chicken, still do the corn, still do all the things, but this smells so good. And we are about ready to eat. I'm going to shred up a little bit of cheddar cheese to go up on top, and we're going to be ready to have dinner. All right, friends, here is our rice. We're going to go ahead and put our chicken on here. Just put that right on top. And we are going to add a little bit of cheddar cheese. And because this is a Mexican dish, I've got some queso fresco. I love queso fresco. So I'm gonna put a little bit of queso fresco on top of this too, just for a little bit of a contrast to our colors, just like that. And I'm gonna take a little bit of lime. We're gonna put just a lime slice right on top of our chicken. Just like that. All right, friends, here is our jalapeno chicken. It smells incredible. I smell everything in this. You can smell the corn, you can smell the jalapenos, the cheese, the chicken, all the spices that are on there. This smells incredible. I can't wait to go eat this. Friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen as we took a recipe and made it our own. We used a box of rice-a-roni that's been in the cupboard. Needed to use that up, find something to do with it instead of just making it like the box directions say, using it as a plain old side dish. We did something to spice it up, change it up, make it our own. This is gonna be incredible. Friends, it means so much to me that you guys take time out of your day to come and spend time with me in my kitchen and see what I'm cooking, see what I'm doing. It means so much to me that we get to spend time together. Friends, I hope that you'll join me again in my kitchen. We are gonna continue with some fun recipes the rest of this week. So I hope that you'll come back for the rest of those. If you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button up there. It would mean so much to me to have you as a part of my YouTube family. We love getting to know you guys through comments and getting to hear your feedback on what we're doing, what we're cooking, what you'd like to see. If you have a favorite recipe that we have not made, let me know. I'd love to make that for you guys and share that with the rest of the YouTube community. Something that means a lot to you in your family, a recipe that has been special to you guys. hit that notification bell down there so you guys are notified every time we upload a new video. And friends, we will talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great day and God bless.
We lift our hands up and